Testing the microphone. Alright. Testing the microphone. How do you link this thing? Okay. Everything's fine. Anyway, there we go. Everything seems fine. Yeah. Okay. Well. Wait, hang on. Bollocks. Well, there won't be a minute. Hold up. Whoever's watching. Won't be a minute. Something happened. Dog's barking. Right. 1, 3, 2, 1. Right. Hello everybody who is possibly watching. This is just going to be a test stream, just to see how the quality of my my stuff is. Hang on, let me try turn up the mic. Just there, there we go. Alright, as of now, there is, I've got, well, it's just going to be a small little stream, just testing out the features of, well, not testing out the features, but just testing things out in general in Train Sim. And this is actually a, I'm just going to have a little bit of a drive about from here at Croydon all the way up to just around here at Mudgereeba, and possibly we're going to go a bit further to Jacobs Creek, and we're going to go from there and back. And it's just going to be a quick little jaunt, just along whatever. And yeah, I do hope that everybody has a. Hang on, sorry, started there. Anyway, I I guess we'll be starting in about 5 minutes. Just got to set the engine up itself. Then from there, we'll be heading off because... Hang on, it's a bit loud. Let's go back at the back here. Because as you can see at the back, there's just the water levels, well, the coal level's only at 51, and the water level's only at 68. Now that's going to be a bit of a problem, because if we were to go up a hill with that type of what's its name? Of that type of water level, then then we're going to have a problem. We are going to have a large problem because I've got gradients here that sort of go up to a 1 in 70, which isn't steep for like walking up, but it is steep for like motorbike. You come here, you can see the extent of the gradient. It just goes up there towards Fulimba, just over there. And as I said, that's going to be a bit of a problem when trying to go up a gradient. And anyway, that will be what's going to happen. And well, without further ado, we will start. Further ado, what the hell am I on about? Okay. Yeah, it's a bit noisy, so just got to lower the regulator a bit here. It's about 40%. There we go. No, that'd be about enough. Coal level's fine. Right. And here we start. So just got to check the points are against us. Yes, they are. And we're just going to stop through here at Fulimba. Well, actually, we're not going to stop. We're just going to go all the way to Majariba. Possibly Jacobs Creek Bridge, which is just Jacobs Creek Bridge, which is probably where we'll stop. Just over here. It'll just be a short little stream, only a few miles, so won't be too bad. But off we go. Just going to get a bit of a camera shot, just over here. Keep the water on. Oh yeah. Sorry, I just realised that my my microphone stopped working. Well, it's all right now. Well, here we are. 1279. Say, I don't know. The background on this route, you know, I sort of decided to like. There's a lot of English type stuff on the train sim, but not a lot of Australian. But a third-party developer actually developed this what is it? This British version? No, this Australian version of a British engine, which is a originally called a Great Central Railway 8K class, also known as the Robinson 04. But there were Australian. There were some of these types of locomotives that actually shipped over to Australia, especially in New South Wales. And so I saw this as an opportunity to get this this thing. And honestly, first impressions were pretty good. First impressions were pretty good, and I honestly liked. Like if you look at it now, you know, it's just you sort of have to improvise with these with Australian rolling stock, because there isn't any, or except for that engine, which is third party. Granted, it's only a third party thing, so it's not on the main website of Train Sim. Well, it's not on the first party or second party websites at Train Simulator. The guys that created Train Simulator, Dovetail Games, has on their website. So you have to go into a third party website to get these. And those coaches are basically they are English, Great British designed Thomson Suburban coaches. Although they weren't, although none of them were actually in Australia, they do look like Australian type of things. They do look like Australian coaches, and that would be used in like the outback of Australia, well, in the countryside of Australia, in suburban areas. Anyway, so we've arrived at Thulimba, which is our first stop. And I'd say it's hang on, let's check that water level before we go. So if you know anything about steam locomotives as a whole, is that they don't really have any. Well, you know, you have to constantly inject. You constantly have to put water in the boiler, because it doesn't do it automatically, and so with coal as well, just to keep the fire level up. So you know, if you tend not to keep the water and fire level up, then a locomotive will struggle up gradients and just getting power in general. And this was actually a common problem for these locomotives as well, because reports by the Australian drivers and firemen, the engine crews that crewed these locomotives, actually found it pretty hard to fire these specific locomotives. And the reason for this was because of its firebox arrangement. Now, this firebox is a well, as you can see, it's sort of rather narrow, and like especially down there, like sort of sloped. And although the purpose for that was to conserve the fire within the boiler, it didn't really do so well at it. And well, one was because of the size, and two was because there was the water level. Well, the place where the water would be injected into wouldn't always go to the very would ever go to this part. So it would constantly be a struggle, and have to stall and regain fire mass to keep going. But designs by the later railway companies that own these locomotives, like well, the Richmond Vale colliery line, which mined coal and used these locomotives for a long time, until the late 1970s. Actually, it was just a constant. You know, they redesigned these boilers in the 1920s, and so this part was actually extended to around here, and the chimney was like at least a millimetre taller. And even though it was only such a small change, the design overly improved the locomotive's capacity. Anyway, that's enough of rambling. We have finally regained fire and water. Turn on the cylinder drains on, just to get out the condensation from the noise. Oh wait, we're rolling back. And off we go. Off to Gibson. Turn that off, because the turn that that HUD here, because that's a bit distracting from the entire display. Off we go. Anyway, oh, what else should I talk about? Oh yes, another thing I should talk about with this route in as a whole is its origins. Now, as I already mentioned earlier, the route's origins actually it's fairly recent, because as I said, there's not a lot of Australian assets within the game, and so I had to make and do. So what I had done was what I have used is a format of the ground textures, which actually comes from a United States route that's come with, and some British style track. This actually comes from a pack that I own called something called like the Great Yarmouth line, which is a real route, which is based in which is actually located in the East Sussex area, I think, of England. This engine's struggling a bit. Let me just keep the gradient up. Here we go. Yep, thought it was coming up. Let's watch it from the level crossing here. Boiler pressure is becoming a bit stuffed. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Right through there. Okay, might as well catch up with the engine. I'll stop talking for a bit until we get to Gibson. Sorry, coughed a bit there. Probably blasted your speakers with my cough. God, that'd be a horrid way for the speakers to go. Yeah, as I said earlier, if you're noticing the terrain, there's not really a lot of scenery. But I will add more. I will add more scenery, especially around there, here, and just around the place. How's the boiler pressure? Hang on. Um, Boiler pressure seems fine. Okay, that's enough water. Water seems fine. Yeah, and just another bit of commentary. This is where I want to add the most detail, actually, because I see a lot of potential in this little mountain here, this little hill. Like, what I want to do is I want to add like a bit of rock here, like a rock face, like, and probably a bit more mountain here, a bit more mountain there, mountain bloody everywhere. Anyway, oh god, we're going a bit fast, aren't we? Hang on. Oh, wait. Going fast. Too fast. 10 over the limit. Getting a speeding ticket now. Just eating a bit of lettuce from my dinner. It's good lettuce though. Well, we're just approaching Gibson now, after a bit of a long run. And we're just gonna go over the level crossing, and there is one danger I have to sort of do. I have to adjust the brakes a bit, because down here it's a very steep gradient all the way down to Gibson, which is over here, this small little station. And alright, well, let's see if I can keep within the speed limit. Now, slowly getting there. Alright, here we go. Braking a bit. It's braking here. And this is where... going a bit slow. Just so we can coast into the station. Instead of just grinding to a halt. Jesus, you can see how steep the gradient is. Well... and that was a thing as well with a lot of these locomotives, and that's why Australia did purchase a few of these locomotives, because they were very good hill climbers, like for the heavy terrains. So here we go. Stopping now. Oh god, hang on, hang on, hang on. I have a feeling I'm going to overshoot the platform. Yeah. Yeah, we're not having much luck on this one. Gradient stuffed me about a bit. Hang on, emergency brake. Yeah, we'll have to reverse a bit. Let's go on the gradient. Yeah, on the gradient will roll us back down. Here we go. Now stop, you big bastard. Stop. Brakes on. Okay. Now I'm just going to release the brakes and gravity will do all the work. Here we go. Right down there. That's a very steep gradient as well. And from here, it is going to be a steep hill climb. There will be some relief in a few areas, but not a lot. So I just have to keep going. Here we go. Passengers. Release the brakes. Put the Megalair on full. Right, there we go. Alright, now I'll keep going. Here we go. And, ow, hang on, that's a bit loud. Too loud, too loud, too loud. Okay, here we are. Anyway, as I was saying, the third and final stop on this, well, actually, the two last stops we'll be doing, is Majariba, over here, where we'll pick up passengers, and then we will stop over here at Jacobs Creek Bridge. And that'll be the end of the stream, I guess. But I will post this on YouTube as just a regular video, just to just in case if you want to watch it again, because people do that. Now, what I mean by it's like people like to watch streams again, you know. Yeah. Anyway, another thing I want to talk about is just the origins of this route, and basically how I got my inspiration for it. Well, this route is actually heavily based off of two real Australian railway lines that I have been to, and these two railway lines that this is based off of is the Warwick to Wollongara line, which is situated in the far south of Queensland, and the Mary Valley Railway branch, which ran between Gympie and Bruloo, but now it runs between Gympie and Ammermoor as a heritage railway. A heritage rail. I can't pronounce things tonight. As a heritage railway. There we go. Best attempt. As a heritage line. There we go. I'll just say line, because my pronunciation of railways is pretty dodgy. And yeah, and I just got the basis and the scenery and the terrain just on the basis of that, and especially the gradients, which is very common with the south of Queensland. Yeah, it's a very flat and barren. Well, not flat and barren, but there was some mountains, but not a lot. Mostly farmlands. How far are we from Majoriba? Not too far. Though it is far. That's enough water. And let's go into the coaches, just see what they look like. Textures aren't the greatest, but they're decent. Oh well. People can't be choosers. Well, I choose to use these, but, you know. Oh, there's Stephen Fry at the back there. There he is. Hello, Stephen Fry. That looks like Stephen Fry, with a mustache. And there it is, just on the horizon. If you look closely, there's Majoriba. You can tell by the signals. Out of all the landmarks I put, it's just like, oh, it's the mountain region. It's the out of all the things that I could use as a landmark, just to say, oh, this is Majoriba. It's like, oh no, it's not the mountains. It's not the bit of the flat terrain here. No, it's fucking these things, signals. Oh Jesus. Oh well. I'm gonna tell it some way. Also, holy shit, look at that frame rate. Yeah. Full power. Here we are, just approaching Majoriba, and we'll be in there within just a few short miles. Actually, no, within a mile. Yeah. Because I'm using miles an hour instead of kilometers now, because where this route is set in the early 50s. Australia still used the imperial system of measurements. And stop, put on the brakes. Just make sure we get all the well, some of the coaches on the platform. Well, it is a short secondary station, and there's no one on the platform, so... Right, stop. Stop. Stop it, please. Don't do a Gibson on me. There we go. Passengers are coming off onto this rather barren station. Good luck walking 50 miles, well, 2 miles to the nearest town, which has no roads, and you'll probably get bitten by a snake. Anyway, that's customer service for you. I am quite proud of this station, actually. Well, though Croydon is my favourite station that I've created, I'm pretty proud of this one because, well, it does capture a rural station in the middle of nowhere with almost little to no buildings around. Well, at the moment there's no buildings around, but I will add buildings. But yeah, it's all good. Anyway, I think it's about time to head on that short bank to Jacob's Creek, and that's where we'll stop and end the stream. Okay. Take off the brake. Throw on the reverser to 100% forwards. Turn on the cylinder drains to get the condensation out of the boiler, or out of the steam chest, which is this thing here. And off we go. Goodbye, Majoriba, and hello, Jacob's Creek. That's good for a screenshot. And there it is, over here, Jacobs Creek Bridge. And that's where we'll be stopping. Just on that bridge over here. And yeah, the much more detail has to go in around here. I do like the bridge though that I've made. Let's just make and do with a few parts of different routes. For example, this one was from a Scottish route that I made, and these parts are from a American route that I purchased. This one's a part of a. I'm sorry, I didn't build this. Sorry, I actually purchased this from a Scottish route that I have, and these pillars are from a German asset that I have. Top 10 anime crossovers. Oh dear, I think I may have. Okay, might as well slow down for Jacobs Creek. I think I might add a station just around there. Who knows? Oh, hang on. Gone a bit too fast. Oh god, we're going to overshot this thing, aren't we? We're going to overshoot. Oh, bollocks. Oh well. No biggie. Let's not ride the brakes too far. Okay. Actually, no, we'll make it. Here we go. To a gentle coast. And here we are. Alright. So, I guess that's the end of the stream. This is just a little test stream, just to see, or a little test stream, just to see if my connection is alright with YouTube, and it does look to be that way. I'm actually very happy with the results of the connection, and I'm very happy with it. And I think I will most certainly do more YouTube streams in the future, possibly next week, or or maybe during the weekends or something. But who knows? Next stream I will probably stream some either Minecraft or War Thunder. I'm not sure, but anyways, everyone, thank you all for coming and watching the stream. And if you're watching this video after the stream was done, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you do have a wonderful day. And yes, thank you for watching. And well, that's all for now. Cheerio, lads. Have a good one.